Look around you. There is a quiet plague spreading among men today, and you have undoubtedly witnessed its symptoms everywhere. They are infected with a desperate need to appear harmless. Observe them closely. You'll see them soften their voices mid-sentence, fearing they sounded too assertive. You'll notice how they cloak their genuine opinions in safe, agreeable platitudes. They offer laughter at jokes they don't find funny, all in the name of keeping peace. Their performance is one of easygoing flexibility, anything to ensure no one feels threatened in their presence. If questioned, they will defend this charade as politeness, respect, or consideration. But you understand the truth lurking beneath the surface. It is fear, a deep-seated fear of conflict, of rejection, of standing apart from the crowd. They are terrified of being labeled as too much, too intense, too difficult, too opinionated. They have been convinced that blending into the background is a virtue. They believe that making everyone comfortable is the ultimate success, that being liked by strangers holds more value than earning the respect of those who truly matter. Then there is you. You do not beg for understanding. When someone misinterprets your intentions, you do not chase after them, pleading for a chance to explain. You refuse to contort yourself into uncomfortable shapes, simply to make others feel at ease in your presence. Your movement, your speech, your very bearing is different. Consequently, modern society, confused and uneasy, has only one ready-made label for you: intimidating. You have sensed this, even if the words were not spoken to your face. You have felt the unspoken judgments. He's cold. He's too intense. There's something off about him. I can't read him. Reflect on this. Did you harm these people? Did you issue threats? Did your actions warrant being seen as a danger? The answer is no. Your only crime was refusing to shrink yourself to fit the comfort of others. That alone was enough to mark you. Through the lens of Machiavelli, your life would be assessed not by superficial friendliness, not by how many smiles you distribute or how polite your conversations are. He would ask one piercing question: is this man easy to control? In a world constructed on manipulation, social pressure, and emotional bargaining, a dangerous man is not the loudest screamer or the most dramatic scene maker. True danger resides in the man who cannot be easily bent, purchased, or bullied into submission. That man, by his very nature, disturbs the fragile. Consider the evidence. Your calm under pressure breeds nervousness in others. Your refusal to offer unnecessary explanations irritates those accustomed to extracting them. Your ability to see through games, tactics, and artificial behavior does not make you popular. It makes you a threat. This is not about performing a tough guy alpha persona. That is mere theater, insecurity masquerading as confidence. This is about something far quieter, deeper, and more substantial. This is about the unshakable conviction in your gaze that compels people to look away. It is about your capacity to read others without their awareness of being scrutinized. It is about the scars you carry, invisible yet transformative, altering how you navigate the world. It is the silence you inhabit with ease, the discomfort you consciously select, the opinions you have ceased to value, and the mystery you guard like state secrets. These are not social media trends. They are profound signals revealing the core of who you have become. We will dissect 7 signs of a dangerous, intimidating personality through the cold, calculating perspective of Machiavelli himself. If you see yourself here, understand this. You were never meant to exist as a harmless ornament gathering dust. Your purpose is to live as a man whom others think twice about trying to control. First, eyes of conviction. A dangerous man is first revealed not through words, but through his eyes. You know this gaze. Your eyes do not wander the room, seeking social permission before you speak. You do not scan faces, anxious for approval. Your gaze is steady, controlled, and utterly unapologetic. Under pressure, in conflict, or facing intimidation, your eyes show no panic. They do not dart for exits. They reveal calculation, processing, evaluating, strategizing the next move. Walk into any room. When you make eye contact, people feel a weight, not aggression but sheer presence. Contrast this with the harmless man. His eyes possess a begging quality. Please don't be upset. Please like me after I say this. They are restless, forever reacting, forever searching for signals of social acceptance and safety. Your eyes ask for nothing. Machiavelli would judge a man by this single trait. Do his eyes reveal someone who has chosen his path, or someone still awaiting permission to walk it? A man whose eyes constantly plead, "What should I do? What does everyone think?" is designed to be ruled. He awaits direction. But a man whose eyes state, "I already know," cannot be ruled in the same way. Your gaze carries a quiet certainty, and because of it, people feel judged, not criticized, but measured. They sense you are not just looking at them, you are seeing them, piercing the performance to perceive the insecurity, the lies, the weakness beneath. This exposure is profoundly uncomfortable for them, hence the pleas for you to relax. In a world of empty, screen-addicted eyes, distracted and scattered, your focused, present awareness becomes intimidating. People are accustomed to being glanced at or flattered, not truly seen. Your conviction, visible before you speak, signals that you have decided who you are and where you are going. You are not seeking permission. And to those who require others to remain uncertain and malleable, that is inherently dangerous. Second, reading people beyond words, you operate on a different frequency. Where most only hear words, you watch patterns. When someone speaks, you listen not just to content, but to hesitation, tonal shifts, and over-explanations. You remember who is only present when they need something, who vanishes when you are in need, and who changes personalities based on the audience. The critical distinction is this: you do not always react in the moment. You do not stage public confrontations. Instead, you file the information away silently, allowing people to complete their performance. Then, without announcement, you adjust your distance, slowly cutting them off, withholding trust, or keeping them at a permanent arm's length. Machiavelli, in a world of betrayal, knew survival depended on seeing human nature clearly. You scan interactions for loyalty, fear, greed, and envy, tracking motivations others unknowingly reveal. This is not paranoia, it is observation. Paranoid people imagine non-existent threats. You observe the real threats others are too naive or approval, starved to notice. You watch body language, treatment of service workers, and how quickly allegiances shift for benefit. What drives manipulators insane is that their tools, guilt, flattery, emotional blackmail, simply do not work on you. You see the tactic, and your calm recognition neutralizes it. Their subsequent accusations of you being too cold or over-analytical translate to a single truth: I can't control you. Most people wish to be taken at face value. You refuse. You measure actions against words, and when they conflict, you trust the actions. This makes you dangerous to anyone reliant on deception. Once you see the game, you cannot be played. When people realize you see through them, you are no longer classified as harmless. Third, battle scars that change your aura. Your personality was forged in fire. You have known real financial pressure, the kind that haunts sleepless nights. You have been betrayed by those you trusted implicitly. You have endured humiliating failures that made you question everything. Crucially, there were moments when no one came to save you, no safety net, just you and the choice, collapse or harden. You hardened. These experiences physically rebuilt you. They altered your nervous system and your threat evaluation. You stopped expecting fairness, assuming good intentions, or granting easy access to your inner world. Machiavelli trusted men shaped by chaos over men coddled by comfort. An untested man is a theory. He may fold under real pressure. A man tempered by storms is harder to move, scare, or manipulate. You carry that tempering. There is a heaviness to your presence, even in calm. People feel it, but cannot name it. You do not react to petty drama because you have dealt with stakes that truly matter. Someone's meltdown over a coffee order or office gossip doesn't pull you in. Your look says, "Is that it?" They sense you are unimpressed by their performance, that you have seen darkness and survived. Your scars are invisible but evident in your unpanicked movement through chaos and your calm under pressure. You know rock bottom, so superficial threats hold no power. You carry survival like armor. To those who have been sheltered and told they are special for merely existing, your forged, immune presence feels inherently dangerous. Fourth, comfort with silence. Consider this test. Can you sit in complete silence for 5 minutes without reaching for your phone or filling the void? Most cannot. Soft men perceive silence as a threat. You treat it as a tool, a weapon. You feel no compulsive urge to perform or fill empty space with noise. While others scramble to say anything to break an uncomfortable quiet, you remain calm, present, and unbothered. This is where your power manifests. Your silence creates a vacuum others rush to fill. They begin to justify, overshare, laugh nervously, or over-explain, revealing themselves under the weight of your quiet presence. Machiavelli understood that power often lies in restraint. A man who talks too much exposes his hand. A man who listens and speaks selectively remains an enigma and therefore dangerous. You have learned that words gain weight through scarcity. When you do speak, it is not filler, it is a signal. People misinterpret this, accusing you of being too serious. What they mean is, your silence forces me to hear my own weakness. Please start talking so I can stop feeling this discomfort. Silence terrifies most because it confronts them with themselves. You are comfortable in your own mind. You have faced your demons in the quiet. Thus, silence is not a threat but a strategic tool. When you no longer need noise to validate your existence, you unsettle everyone who does. Fifth, choosing discomfort over safety. Ask yourself, when did you last choose the harder path when an easy one was available? Most sacrifice potential, health, and self-respect on the altar of comfort. You are built differently. You willingly sacrifice comfort itself to become unbreakable. You train when you could sleep, work when you don't feel like it, and say yes to painful, challenging, and ambitious risks. You do this because you understand a fundamental truth. Comfort has a hidden price: dependence, fragility, and decay. Every easy choice makes you weaker. Every avoided challenge makes you more fragile. You have seen this decay in others, so you engage in deliberate hardship. You wake early, push through grueling workouts, and embrace terrifying projects. You are strengthening your body and mind before crisis strikes. Machiavelli noted that those who prepare in peace survive the war. You live as if the storm is always coming. This discipline is not for show. You are not posting stats for likes. You are building resilience for an unpredictable world. Your consistency makes the comfortable uneasy. They feel exposed beside someone who does what they avoid. To cope, they label you obsessed or extreme. They must believe you are the anomaly because the alternative, that they are simply weak, is unbearable. You are not seeking their understanding. You are preparing for battles they do not foresee, building long-term resilience while they optimize for short-term comfort. When real hardship arrives, You will be the calm center in the panic. Sixth, unconcerned with opinions. The easiest way to control a man is to make him terrified of being disliked. Once afraid of social rejection, he can be made to abandon his values and judgment. This strategy fails with you. You do not collapse under disapproval. You do not rewrite your beliefs to fit in. The constant stream of validation is not your fuel. You say no without lengthy justifications or apologetic performances. You walk away from draining people, empty trends, and situations demanding inauthenticity. You have accepted a hard truth. Some people will misunderstand you forever, crafting entirely false narratives about you. And you are at peace with that. Machiavelli knew that a man enslaved to public opinion could never wield real power. Important decisions often breed anger and criticism. If you need universal liking, you will choose the popular option over the right one. You have learned to be okay with being misunderstood and disliked if it means alignment with your internal strategy. This is not cruelty, it is selectivity. The opinions of those who have earned your respect matter. The opinions of strangers are mere noise. People hate this. They try guilt, shame, and social pressure. When these tactics fail, they label you arrogant, cold, or selfish. In their world, if you are not bending to their will and seeking their approval, you must be broken. But you know the truth. Living for others' approval is an invisible prison. You have chosen to live by your own code, even when it costs you popularity and casts you as a villain in other stories. Your goal is self-respect, not universal liking. Once opinions lose their power over you, other people lose their power over you, and that is always perceived as dangerous. Seventh, an air of mystery. We live in an age of compulsive oversharing. Every meal, emotion, and plan broadcast for validation. You operate differently. You share selectively, intentionally, not impulsively. In an era where exposure is default, the man who retains mystery becomes simultaneously suspicious and powerful. People are addicted to sharing. They need witnesses to feel real. You keep things to yourself not out of shame, but because you understand that not everything needs to be shared. Mystery is a form of power. Machiavelli grasped that secrecy is leverage. The less others know of your motives, limits, and capabilities, the harder you are to predict, corner, or manipulate. Your mystery is not a performance. It is privacy earned through experience. You have learned that oversharing weakens your position and that vulnerabilities can be weaponized against you. Thus, you keep your cards close. When people cannot figure you out, they cannot dismiss or underestimate you. Your mystery creates uncertainty, which in turn breeds caution. They wonder, what is he thinking? What is he capable of? This uncertainty becomes its own power. When people do not know your boundaries, they are less likely to test them. When they cannot read you, they stop treating you as decoration and start treating you as a variable they must respect. These 7 signs coalesce into one undeniable reality. You are not easy to bend, to buy, or to break. In a world running on control and social pressure, that makes you dangerous. But Machiavelli would offer a crucial caveat. Danger alone is insufficient. A dangerous man without discipline is self-destructive chaos. A dangerous man with discipline quietly shifts the balance of power in every room he enters. If you recognized yourself here, your task is clear. Do not waste another second apologizing for who you have become. Do not let soft people pathologize your resistance to control. Instead, refine it, sharpen it, direct this formidable energy towards something worthy. The world has a surplus of harmless men, those who nod along, stand for nothing, and are pushed in any direction. What the world needs are men who can withstand real pressure without breaking, who can see through deception, who are comfortable in their own silence, and who can navigate chaos without losing their center. You were never designed for universal comfort. That was not your purpose. You were designed to be effective, resilient, and ultimately unmanipulable. This is not a flaw. It is your strategic edge in a world where most fold under the slightest pressure. To transform this intimidating presence into cold strategy, into genuine leverage and control over your life's direction, you must commit to discipline. This path is not for everyone. It is for those ready to cease apology and begin operating from a position of forged, unbreakable strength. The journey continues here, with lessons too potent for the fragile, the comfortable, and the scared. Your evolution is just beginning. These 7 signs coalesce into one undeniable reality. You are not easy to bend, to buy, or to break. In a world that operates on the currencies of control, manipulation, and social pressure, this immutable quality makes you a dangerous variable in their predictable equation. You are a stone that cannot be smoothed by the relentless river of conformity. But Machiavelli, the ultimate strategist, would offer a crucial and non-negotiable caveat. Danger alone is insufficient. In fact, it is a liability. A dangerous man without discipline is self-destructive chaos. He is a wildfire, intense, unpredictable, and ultimately consuming everything in his path, including his own foundations. He confuses aggression for strength and rebellion for power, burning his own life to the ground in the process. This is not strength, it is a lack of self-containment, a different form of weakness. But a dangerous man with discipline, that is an entirely different force of nature. This man is not a wildfire, he is a forged blade. He is contained, focused, and lethally precise. He does not need to shout or perform his power. His very presence, calm and calculated, quietly shifts the balance in every room he enters. He understands that the highest form of power is self-mastery. If you have recognized yourself in these signs, your task is now clear and critical. Do not waste another second apologizing for the density of your spirit. Do not let softer souls, who mistake fragility for virtue, pathologize your resistance to control. Their discomfort is not your indictment, it is their limitation. Your refusal to be malleable is not a social error to be corrected, but a strategic asset to be honed. Therefore, the imperative is not to dilute yourself, but to refine, not to soften your edges, but to sharpen them to a finer point. Direct this formidable, collected energy toward a purpose worthy of its intensity, building something, mastering a craft, protecting what is yours, leading when others falter. The world has a surplus of harmless men. We are surrounded by those who nod along, who stand for nothing so they can fall for anything, men who can be pushed in any direction depending on who applies the gentlest pressure. They are the agreeable background noise of society. What the world lacks and desperately needs are men of substance, men who can withstand real pressure without their character cracking, men who can see the deceptive game being played and simply choose not to participate, men who are so comfortable in their own silence that they cannot be distracted by noise, men who can navigate absolute chaos without ever losing their internal center, their moral and strategic compass. Understand this definitively. You were never designed for universal comfort. That was never your purpose. Your design is for efficacy, for resilience, for being the last man standing when systems fail. Your unmanipulable nature is not a personality flaw to be medicated or therapized away. It is your evolutionary edge in a modern arena where most are programmed to fold at the slightest sign of conflict or social cost. It is the very quality that allows you to hold the line when others flee. To transform this innate, intimidating presence into cold strategy, into genuine leverage and authoritative control over your life's direction, you must now commit to the final, most important component, relentless discipline. This is the bridge between being a latent threat and becoming an active, sovereign power. Awareness of your nature is only the first step. Without disciplined channeling, it remains potential energy, which can turn inward and become corrosive. This path is not for everyone. It is a solitary road built for those who are ready to cease apology and begin operating permanently from a position of forged strength. The lessons required are too potent, too stark, and too real for the fragile, the comfortable, and the perpetually scared. They are for men who have tasted their own capacity and now seek to wield it with intention. Your evolution from a man who is perceived as dangerous to a man who is strategically formidable requires a conscious architecture of your life. It means building systems that reinforce your discipline, routines that harden the body, practices that sharpen the mind, and boundaries that protect your energy. It means studying strategy, not just history. It means understanding human nature, not to cynically exploit it, but to navigate it with unshakable competence and to defend against those who would exploit you. It is about moving from reaction to creation, building your own kingdom of influence, however large or small, according to your own code. This journey is about integration. It is taking the eyes of conviction and focusing them on a visionary goal. It is using your ability to read people beyond words, to build alliances with the rare few of similar caliber, and to identify threats before they mature. It is alchemizing your battle scars into wisdom, not bitterness. It is deploying your comfort with silence to listen to the truth that noise obscures. It is leveraging your choice of discomfort to build undeniable capability. It is fortifying your unconcern with opinions into an ironclad internal validation system. And it is protecting your air of mystery, because in a world of open books, the closed one is the only one anyone is desperate to read. Stay on this path. The transformation is not an event, but a continual process of tempering. Each challenge you choose, each moment of disciplined restraint, each time you honor your own code over social coaxing, is another strike of the hammer on the steel of your character. You are not becoming someone new. You are becoming a more potent, precise, and powerful version of who you always were at your core. This is the way of the man who cannot be controlled. This is the path of the forged. Your evolution is just beginning. True strength is not found in aggression or performance, but in the quiet, unyielding integrity of a man who cannot be controlled. The world often mistakes harmlessness for virtue, pressuring men to soften their edges, seek approval, and avoid discomfort at all costs. But this path leads to fragility, not character. The real power, the dangerous, respected, and formidable power, lies in becoming a man of substance, a man forged by hardship into resilience, a man who sees clearly, speaks selectively, and acts deliberately. A man whose comfort with silence, indifference to shallow opinions, and disciplined embrace of difficulty make him immovable to manipulation and indispensable in times of crisis. You are not wrong for being difficult to control. You are necessary. The moral is not to seek to be feared, but to cease seeking to be liked, and to instead build a character so solid, a will so disciplined, and a presence so authentic that respect is compelled, not commanded. Your ultimate duty is not to make the world comfortable, but to become a man who can stand firm within it, unbroken and on your own terms. In essence, do not apologize for the weight of your presence. Forge it into purpose.